All right, Kasey, can you talk a little bit about, the beginning of your high school career and kind of how this program is seems like it's progressed a lot this year.
Definitely. So when I was an eighth grader, my brother was a senior in high school, and we always talked about the 2011 team. That was the semifinal team, and that really motivated me and drive because my junior, when my brother was a junior, he played for them on the offensive line for the semifinal team. So it really motivated me to try to push to that state of playoffs and things like that. So it motivated my football careers to probably one of the highest points.
Now, in junior high, you were a running back, right?
Yes, I was. And I made the switch in eighth grade, and then when I went back into high school, I went back to running back, and then my junior year, I went to quarterback for Jim Ben before he resigned, and then this year, of course.
What was it like to make that transition on the field from your perspective?
So the transition was pretty tough, actually. I needed a lot of mentoring, and Jim Ben really mentored me into that position. It's what the team needed, and that's how I really view myself as a team player. Selflessness is a big thing for me, and it's all evolved around team aspect for me. So it was mentoring and a lot of practice and study. So.
What was that like to switch from running back to quarterback? Then all of a sudden, is it really all eyes on you with the team, and how do you?
I feel like it is, and then again it isn't, because I don't necessarily relish in the fame, I guess you could call it. I really would like to give credit to the people that actually do, the linemen that are behind the scenes that block for me, so I can throw the ball. I'm just one little spoke in the wheel, sort of speaking. And they put it all together for us. So definitely, offensive line is the big one for me. Is those guys need a lot of credit that they don't usually get. So
how do you, as a quarterback, kind of help keep the players that don't get a lot of credit, like the offensive line that is so important in the game? How do you kind of keep them their energy up and keep them motivated?
I try to stay on the cool side of it. I try to not to get too high on the highs and too low on the lows. As a quarterback, you gotta stay even keel throughout the whole game. So when people get down, you just gotta say that every play is not gonna be your play. Like you're gonna have a bad one, you're gonna have a good one. You just gotta make the best with what you have and rally around your teammates. And I think that just as a whole team, we really connect and combined really well. So, in a positive aspect.
Can you talk about the progression from the time you were in eighth grade to now, where you guys have kind of progressed as a program and as a team?
So as a program, I think we've really stepped it up as in our intensity and our interest level in coaching one-on-one kind of style. So, quarterbacks go with the quarterback coach, wide receivers go with wide receivers, but when we all come together, we have the same goal, which is really good. This new coaching staff that we have is really up-tempo, and I think that's what the players like, up-tempo style and not a lot of slowdown, which, high school kids, they never slow down anyway, but I really think that it's come a long way. I feel like the program is definitely on the up side of things, especially in the coaching aspect. Not to take it away from all the other coaches, of course not, because I've had those coaches and things, but maybe a change was maybe evident and the school really needed it. But for the most part, I loved all the coaches that coached me, and I have very deep respect for all of them. So.
That kind of transition into the Loyola game, the fact that you guys are, essentially kind of playing for, a conference title, basically. What does that feel like to be right here? If you guys do, get that next game, what's that?
So as a team, we really we don't look too far ahead. We like to stay in the now, so to speak. So we take every game as the biggest game of the year. So we want to win every game, of course, and Loyola is definitely a team that we'll never overlook just because they're so well-rounded there. It's like watching us on film. So what we have to do for us to beat them is we got to play assignment football. I mean, they're going to play their game and everything else. It's going to be a good one to watch for sure. And I think it's just hard to tell. But for me in this position, it's exciting definitely, and I would love to win and always hope to win. So we'll just see how it goes, I suppose.
Talk about the Loyola game. What are some of their biggest strengths on film and?
So their biggest strengths on film is I think defensively they're a well-rounded defensive line, and they got skill kids that are just as good as ours. So we really have to play to our full potential in order to win the game. But for the most part, they look just like us in a, so to speak, kind of a mirror game to where it might be a shootout or it might be a defensive game for the most part. And they're all well-rounded just like we are, so there's not really a huge standout for any one of us. We all have our points and our aspects to help us win. So
is it, from your experience, is it going to be tough to kind of go to their place? First of all, you're playing such a big game, and then also you're playing in their homecoming too.
Definitely.
How do you handle the noise and stuff like that to make sure that you kind of stay tuned in and locked into the game?
The atmosphere has risen to a different point, and the homecoming thing definitely puts nerves on the edge. For our guys, I think that it's a little bit of a motivator to show them that we have to beat them on their homecoming, because that's just even more greater accomplishment, because the energy and level is so high now that homecoming is such a great thing. It's an all week long event, and it takes away a little bit of your energy, and I think that is actually an advantage for us just due to all the things they're going through. But it's still their home field, so it's definitely going to be a test for us, and it's going to be a test for them.
Are you kind of excited to play in that type of atmosphere and with this type of game on the road? Does it kind of give you an extra adrenaline rush in your team, an extra kind
definitely
of boost?
It pumps us up naturally, I suppose. Coaches really don't have to say anything for the players to get up for those situations. It's just kind of a major rush, I suppose, when you get on the field. It's kind of a surreal moment when this is a game, we're getting ready to play it. Sort of thing. So it's very exciting for me. For the other players, I think it's I don't think it's overwhelming, of course, but it's just very exciting. And but I think all of our players are very focused on the aspect of that we need to play our game to get the win.
You guys, based on what you're telling me, seem to be so centered around the team. How have you guys been able to develop that kind of team chemistry and continuity between each other? I mean,
so we're kind of like a band of brothers. We're all brothers in the field. We're family, so we pick on each other in a positive way, so that we all have the same level, if not higher level. Every practice has to be intense, and every Thursday we hold a team dinner, so to speak. And it's nothing major. We have a quote or a saying that the coaches will come up with to motivate the players for the next game. And I think that we bond really well. We talk a lot about anything. It doesn't have to be necessarily football, so the bonding aspect is not too much. We really hang out in school. We try the best we can to get to know one another and be great friends. So it's not really a hard thing to see that we're a connect group.
Definitely. And do you feel like that's been a huge contributor? What other things do you attribute to the 4-game winning streak now?
So 4-game winning streak, I would say, would be just a little mark of we came out just learning our new offense, just learning the defense, and our 2 losses were learning games. And when we got that first win, we stayed more hungry. We got more hungry for winning and winning and winning. Every game added on to that hunger. You just wanted a bigger plate. You wanted a bigger mouthful of the win. So it was definitely, the aspects of our speed. Our speed is huge. We have great speed on the offense and defensive ends, and it's hard to keep up with both of those things: speed and hunger and drive. But for the most part, I think it's just our willingness to play to win, not to play to lose, sort of thing. So
how much has having a coach like Matt, having the philosophical approach that you're 0-0 every week, did you have 24 hours to celebrate a win or 24 hours to
Yes.
feel bad about yourself and then on to the next?
Definitely, I think that sets the right mindset. It's all about, for the most part, half the battle is your mindset. If you go in thinking you're going to lose, you might lose a higher percentage, I would say. But if you go in there thinking that you're going to win and you go in 0-0, of course you want to get the first win of that week, so to speak, so be 1-0. And his atmosphere level is great. I mean, intense, but also very focused on what we need to do assignment-wise to win the games. So definitely that 24 hours is huge, because then we just get back onto the football field with focus for that week to get the win, especially this week.
Anything else that you would like to add about the upcoming game or the rest of the season? What are you guys going to have to do to kind of take that proverbial next step?
Well, I think that this game is going to be a huge turning point in both of our seasons. Good nor bad, I think that our offensive line needs credit where credit needs to be done, and especially on the defensive end, they get beat up a lot and they don't get all the credit they deserve. But the skill guys know what they can do, and of course they get embellished a lot more than the other guys. But for the most part, I hope that everyone comes out for each game, especially when they're home games. I hope everyone supports the Ronan and Chiefs the best they can, and we'll try our best every night to go out there and play hard.
Anything else that you would like to add? Do you feel I should know for the story or anything else?
Not quite sure. Not sure. I don't know.
All right,
That's about good.
all right. Thank you very much for your time, Kasey.
Yeah.